want to bash them and tell them they're no good. We want to kind of like, support them, hold them up.
And now, Jordan, how did you get involved with the show and CBC?
Actually, Ron Fair called my manager. I worked with Ron about 10 years ago at Interscope Records. I worked with him on some music, and he was one of the first judges to sign on, and he was actually scouting for, one last judge. I guess Deborah Cox signed on, and he was scouting for one last judge, and he called my manager. He was like, what's Jordan doing? Is he, on tour? And my manager's like, well, we're about to get off tour, and he might, consider it. Let me give him a call. So he gave me a call and said, it sounds like a fun show. It's, 2 or 3 days out of the week. It's not, going to kill me. So I'm there. I'd love to do it.
Excellent. Well, we're loving the show, that's for sure. It's every Sunday night, and you mentioned when we started here, you said once it's done, is it looking like you and the guys going to head out on tour again next year? Is that right, Jordan?
Yeah, we'll be out. Yes. I'm doing this show. Donnie's doing his Blue Bloods in New York. Joe's doing his thing. We'll all reconvene next year, and we'll definitely be out, touring, stuff like that. We can't get enough of it. We love being on the road.
I was going to say, what was it, about 4 or 5 years ago that you guys returned and got back together, and did you ever think it was going to, be as huge as it is? Because you guys were with the Backstreet Boys this past year, and I think I saw you in Vancouver, and you had, I think, Lady Gaga and Natasha Bedingfield, and
yeah.
But did you ever think it was going to be this huge getting back, or did you think there would be some risks involved, or was it just that natural to get out there and do it again?
It's natural. It's definitely natural to get out there and do it again. It was a matter of will people come to the shows, and people were ready for it, and we definitely put our all into making the show really great and special, and as long as people keep coming, we'll keep putting in that effort. And like I said, we love doing it. We love being on the road. We love singing and dancing and entertaining, and we'll keep doing it.
Perfect. And what about anything new? Did you guys hit the studio again as well, Jordan?
We haven't hit the studio yet,
yeah.
And we may. We haven't talked about it. I'm still writing on my solo album, and have another single out called One More Night, and I'm kind of writing that out. And then maybe in the new year we'll start talking about some new material and stuff like that.
Well, it's certainly good to see you guys back on the scene at the same time, to see you involved with the CBC here in Canada. And before we wrap up, I was going to ask you, but I read somewhere, Jordan, do you have dual citizenship?
I have dual citizenship. My parents are Canadian.
Oh.
So that makes me Canadian. I was born in America and lived here all my life, but because my parents are Canadian, I'm a shoo-in. I'm a Canadian. I'm a Canadian born, abroad, basically.
Well,
but I used to come to Canada all the time. I mean, I still do, because now I work there and I've toured there extensively. But every Christmas and every summer, I went to a small town called Dunnville in Ontario, and visited my grandparents and stayed at their cottage. And Orangeville, we went to Orangeville, Ontario, to see my cousins, and Burlington and Hamilton, all those places. I've been up there, my whole life.
And, you also said you're a hockey dad, so that's got to make you Canadian too, right?
Yes, it does. An honorary Canadian, just by being a hockey dad, for sure.
No kidding. Well, Jordan, it's a pleasure to chat with you. Good luck with the show. I've seen the first 2 episodes, and really liking what I'm seeing, so hopefully our listeners will check that out on CBC. And, hey, look forward to seeing you out on tour with the New Kids on the Block sometime maybe in the new year.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thanks for having me on.
You bet. Thanks for taking the time again. Take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.